everybody. Hope everybody's
Yeah.
doing well. Well, I want to say go to YouTubeMallBuilders.com, and Tim, you're going to have to mute your mic. I want to say go to YouTubeMallBuilders.com. There you can check schedules for the shows. Tuesday, Wednesday shows are at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And the Thursday show is at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Yeah, let's transition over here. Now, let's see who we got on the panel here. Start to Finish Coatings, how you doing? Brian W., Cabana Bob, Greg, Ray Bobell. Hey Ray, what you up to, man? We got a spot here. You can come on the panel if you want to. Anybody's welcome. Let's see, we got Jim over here on the panel. We got Tim, Mr. Lloyd. Looks like you're working on a little lighting there, Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm working on my lumberyard.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
All right. We'll put a target up for you.
I thought I was the target.
You're a little out of focus tonight, Lloyd.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm out of focus?
Yeah, well, okay. Never mind. Never mind. It's cleared up. It was.
Been a while since I've had a chance to get in here.
Pretty busy, huh?
No, I tell you what, things have been a mess. If anybody's been keeping up with the vlogs, then yeah, they know things have been, at least, well, the month of March was really, really ridiculous, and thankfully things have somewhat settled down. But went and got my daughter from college on Tuesday, so she's done for the summer.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I
I get a little bit of time because she's actually hanging out with the boyfriend. So,
yeah.
Actually, I was actually downstairs in the training room earlier and made another vlog, and I'm just waiting for it to finish uploading, and I'll go ahead and I'll get it posted.
Oh, okay.
I've been working on a project.
All right, you gonna make it a suspense novel, huh?
Well, it was something I actually wanted to do last year, and I never got around to it. I actually started work on a mashup locomotive. I'm making a GP9 and a BL2. So I was doing a little bit of work on that tonight, and tonight was actually part 2 of the build. So
yeah,
I still got a long way to go.
Hey, it's interesting.
It'll be really nice once it's done, but it'll be a while yet.
Yeah. Hey, perfection's not done overnight.
Yeah, let's put it this way: I'm nowhere near a perfectionist, so it'll get done a lot quicker than that.
Yeah.
As long as it looks good to you, that's all that matters, right?
And hey, I'm having fun with it. I mean, it's something I've never done. So yeah, it was just something. Like I said, I wanted to do it last year and didn't get to it, and finally just decided, you know what, I need to be down here and messing around a little bit. So
Yeah.
Because I really don't have the time to actually tear the layout apart and redo it the way I want to yet. So And that gets pushed off to the side for the time being.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, you're going to have to mute your mic when you're not talking.
Sorry.
We're getting a lot of hurricane noise.
Traffic outside.
That's the usual wind tunnel we get.
I thought I was the blowhard.
Nah. You still got your headphones on, Lloyd?
Yep.
I noticed Phil Wyman had made a post about building a paint rack. You made a comment on it. And then Ralph commented right after that about him not showing the top of his workbench.
Yeah.
For those,
No, I like the way it was set up, though.
yeah. For those that don't know, we had a little discussion last night about our workbenches in the nightly chat, and how you usually wind up with about a 1 foot square out of a 5 to 6 foot workbench to work in. Of course, Lloyd over here, he's the only one that's got a nice, neat, tidy, clean workbench. We started talking, and he started kind of putting a few things out there to make it look a little cluttered.
It's always easier to work when everything is clean, no?
What you don't see, Johnny, is behind the camera.
Yeah, I've seen behind the camera. That's organized too.
Yeah. No, but you should see my layout, though. There's a bunch of stuff all over the place. I wouldn't be able to run a train or nothing.
Well, right now I'm working on my leg because my workbench is filled.
Yeah. Of course, Ron's just sitting over
Like
there
this?
smiling. Yeah. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, and, my workbench is a mess. Hey, Ron.
How are you, Ray?
I'm hanging in there. Yeah, my workbench is a mess. There's more stuff on that workbench than there needs to be at the moment.
Yeah, we got some more of the usuals jumping in here. Randy's Rock and Roll, Michael, Railroad Video, Dwight, Mr. John. Yeah, I have no idea why that's showing Tuesday show up there. God changed all that. Huh.
Technology, Johnny, isn't it great?
Well, I think I'm up to 3 monitors now, so.
Overachiever.
Yeah. So what I did was put the live stream up on the 3rd monitor, but I think that was the page before I actually changed it. So hopefully what everybody else is seeing has got tonight's show labeled on it. If not, I'll change it after the show. I mean, I have done it and it didn't take before.
No, it's coming up saying Johnny's Model Railroad.
That's right.
Is it? Okay, well, this is the old page then. Yeah, because some of our shows, well, like Into the Locomotive Shop, which will be next Wednesday night, you know, Joe does the video without any audio, then he does the voiceover during the show. The only way I can stream that so that everybody sees the video. That includes the panel and everybody watching live. I need a third monitor so I can play the video on that and just do a screen share on the panel.
Hey Johnny, I could show you where I'm at with my lumberyard.
Yeah, it seems like I saw a picture posted about that.
Here, at least I can bring it all the way to the other side, I think. So I have to figure out how to, here we go.
There you go.
Ta-da.
Yeah, looking good.
Nice.
So I finally finished all my wood parcels.
What did you use between the tracks for pavement there? Is that spackling?
Well, right now it's plaster, but that's the first coat of plaster. But I still haven't done. I can pretty much say that I haven't worked on it yet because it's going to be it's mainly going to be dirt. Well, I don't know yet.
Yeah, don't forget to scrape out right there for the tracks. When you put it down.
What?
Are you going to put plaster in between the rails?
Yeah.
All right, make sure you groove that out so your wheel flanges will fit in there.
Oh yeah.
Let me know how that works out for you, because what I used years ago on mine didn't work out well for roads between tracks. I used spackling compound, and I got a feeling what I used had too much water in it.
I know the first one I did was joint compound, and it didn't work well because it's pretty thick and it takes a lot of time to dry, and next thing you know it caves in and you got to put another coat, and
yeah, it cracks too.
Yeah, that was the other issue that I had with mine, although what I did is I actually took foam core up to the edge of the rails on the outside, but between the rails I tried using the joint and it just didn't work out well.
Yeah.
I won't do that again.
Mm.
Well, what I've done out there at the store, I made a road crossing and went across 2 tracks. And I did joint compound first. I just wanted to try that. Sure enough, it cracked and everything. Pull that up. Then I went to smooth it. You smooth it. Put that down. And just for, it just started drying. And I took a old set of trucks we had there, and I put them on the track and I ran them through there, which created that groove right beside the rail. It makes a mess of the trucks, but that was okay. And then I went back with the X-Acto knife, used the back side, and run it down through there and just let it ride across the top of the ties. Took it all the way down. Made that groove in there. That seemed to work pretty good.
Well, since I was in here last week, that's my backdrop.
Yeah, photo backdrop.
And it's not painted.
Yeah.
It's not?
Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Your secret's safe with me.
Yeah.
I can just imagine somebody going there and just painting all those little branches there. Yeah.
You'd be surprised about some of these people.
They'd have to be related to Bob Ross.
All those bundle of woods, I still have, I'd say about 40 or 50 bundles to do.
Here's a happy little tree. Here's another happy little tree. Here's another. No.
Might want to leave 1 or 2 of them stalls randomly kind of empty, or empty, just for effect too.
Pardon?
The wood stalls.
Yeah.
Might want to leave a few of them empty, just for effect.
Oh, they are. There is a few empty. There's right there. You see 2, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9. Right there, you see 9. Then there's probably another 5 on the other side. So that basically the freight car is going to be there unloading.
Yeah. Is that Walther's Lumberyard kit?
Is it? It's Walters and Son.
Walton and Son?
Walton and
Yeah.
Son, yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, I had bought a kit, and I used it for some. Here. Oh, great. I had done a little one for a little shop, like a what is it called? Furniture shop.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, and since I only had half left and I needed a little bit more, so I bought another kit. So I thought I might as well use the other part that I've got left over. So it kind of made it for a very wide lumberyard.
Yeah.
And since I got a big layout, might as well put a big yard.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking when I saw that picture because of your brewery, you know. The brewery takes up, what was it, 7 feet?
Yeah, about 7 feet by 8 feet.
Yeah. Now, those lights work in that lumberyard?
Yep.
Okay. You got lights on both levels, or?
No, just at the top level. And I'm also going to have light posts in the yard.
Oh, okay. All right, that'll be
But
good.
right now, nothing. Pardon?
That'll be good.
Looking good, boys.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, so that's what
Go ahead, Lloyd.
I said. I was going to say that's what I did all week. Just work on those lumber piles of wood.
Yeah.
Because what I did is I downloaded. Somebody had written down, like, if you wanted, let's say, a 2x4, it's 0.023 by 0.046. So it took me a while to cut all those to scale.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cut them though at for N scale. Forget it, Ron. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, come on. I think I got some N-scale 2x4s here. It's a little bigger than a human hair.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Now, Lloyd, on those where you got the bundles of lumber, I think what I would have done was just take a block of balsa wood because it's soft and scribe the wood on the end of it. And use a little end.
I tried that, but it, like Ron says, it's like a little hair when you're doing 2x4s, or let's say a sheet of plywood, a 4x8. It's very, very small.
Yeah.
What you could do is some of those bunks of wood show up with tarps over them, so you could legitimately just kind of cover it with a little bit of plastic and make it look like it's tarped off. They call them dry packs.
Yeah, because he's in a modern enough area where they would be plastic wrapped. or they could be.
In the 70s?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, I know I did a lot of research looking at a bunch of pictures of lumber yards, and they didn't have many loads like wrapped up like I have right now. So I tried to put as like at least as possible.
Yeah, I was showed up at the store last night, first time in a little over 2 months. We had one freight train, mixed freight, come by. First time I seen them, they had, I think it was 3 cars. Yeah, 2 of them were together and one by itself on down the train, but they were full of wood utility poles, power poles. Never seen them hauling those before. I'm sure they probably do. We just never had it come through there when I was around.
I got caught by a train this morning on the way into work, and there was 2 Norfolk Southern on the front, and then a CSX was rolling behind them.
Huh. Well, they're always the blunt of the jokes, aren't they? Okay, I won't be here all week. I'm not like Big Bill.
Can I still try the veal, though?
Yeah. I figured Ralph would want to jump in. He's back home now. Just in case last week's conversation started up again. Let's see. Let me get back up here and look at this chat here. I haven't been paying too much attention to it. Brian W. said he used an old set of pizza cutter trucks to finalize his grooves on the rail crossings. Yeah, that works great too. And R.E. wants to know, what color did Lloyd paint the inside of the livery bunks? Lumber. Oh, inside lumber bunks.
It's brown.
Use that stated color, molded color. And start to finish said, Lloyd, I think it looks good where it is. Of course, I'd already asked, but Randy's Rock and Roll was asking if you had lights in there, and you said you did.
Yeah. I think I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 lights, 2 per, what do you call them? Because it's 3 kits, so 2 per kits.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan W. Ron did a show with loads. That process should work.
I assume he's talking about the light poles. Yeah, that'd be an easy load to model.
Yeah.
I think it's talking probably about wood loads where you had the wrapped lumber load.
Yeah.
Yeah, CNL just joined in. He said he can hardly hear me. Let me look down here at the meter and see what's going on. Yeah, it is showing up a little low, isn't it?
I know this seems like my answer to everything, but I think bamboo shish kebab skewers would probably make pretty good light poles in scale anyway.
Yeah, Brian W. was saying that was the center beam loads.
Center beam loads, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the square toothpicks? Would that be too big?
Say what?
Square toothpicks? Would that be too big?
Oh, for lumber loads? Yeah, they'd probably be a little big and in scale.
All right, Curtis, how's that? Did the volume come up any? If not, you might want to try fresh batteries in the hearing aid.
The ones I've got are about the size of a matchstick, the small matchsticks, and they're probably about the size of an HO scale tie, just thicker. They're square, but they're about that wide. They work pretty good for lumber loads for HO scale, but for dunnage.
The old dunnage. I haven't heard anybody on here call it that. I thought I was the only one that knew that.
They say something very similar to that down there in Australia. See, you posted a video, Ron, about your campfire.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch.
I
noticed it was posted when I was posting a show tonight.
Well, what I ended up doing was making a kind of a mini scene to mock it up, and of course the campfire I ended up making there is a sample was way too big for in scale, but the process worked, so all I need is some smaller LEDs.
The 402s, man, the 402s.
No.
Nano. Yeah, let's see, where is that? I ordered some nanos from engineering, and I got them. And there's a small, I can barely see them. I don't know how I can work on them. And they don't come with leads. So I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? I don't know. So
that's why. Yeah.
Ron,
that's why I ordered them from, again, China. They're already pre-wired.
That's what that's what I need. The ones I got, I thought were, but when I got them, they're not pre-wired. And I don't know. I'd have to have a microscope and some extremely tiny tools to work on these things. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I got that right here somewhere.
Good luck finding the positive and negative ends.
Yeah, I mean, literally. Here, I'll find them here in a second. I'll show you. Well, maybe I will. Here they are. No, that's. Well, here's that messy desk syndrome. See.
Here, Ron.
Oh yeah, the ones I got are smaller than that.
You can't. No, those are the smallest. They're nano. These are already pre-wired.
Right.
With resistors. The whole. I mean, the light is. I don't know if you can see it.
Probably smaller.
Those look like the 402s.
It's.
I don't know. The ones I got, it would take 3 of them to make a grain of rice.
Yeah, that the Lloyd's Cat's pretty small.
They're the smallest. when I did my search for the smallest, I guess, LEDs, that's what I came up on.
Here they are. See, here's what I got. Let me see if I can show you this. Okay. Hold on. See if I can get it to focus. You see that? Now, don't look at the holes on top. Look down below. That is 5 of them.
Yeah.
But they're not wired, and I don't know how I could possibly wire those things.
No, when I look at mine, there's no way I can wire that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
So
size
where
of
did
a
you
pin.
get? Where did you order your? Where'd you order yours from, Lloyd?
If you give me a second, I'll look up the link. I had
Yeah,
it
or
yesterday.
you can drop it here, or you can even send it to me. Whatever.
All right.
But
These are 402s.
That's the same thing Lloyd's got.
Let me see if I can get this thing to focus.
Because Ron Boyd's down in Australia, he said a Nano and a 0402 are the smallest, the same.
But see, I don't know if these have a number. I mean, these have an engineering number on them.
See,
Yeah.
how small these are, Ron.
Yeah.
And they're pre-wired and pre-resistor.
Yeah,
That's,
that's
I mean,
like,
these would be fantastic.
How much did you
If
pay
they
for them, Ron?
pre-wired.
How much did you
Hey,
pay?
what?
How much did you pay for those 5?
$4.
Okay. Here. This was 6 Canadian, or if you want, that's probably like 6 US or 550 US. And they're pre-wired.
But they're pre-wired.
Yeah, pre-soldered micro lit LEDs.
That's
Oh,
totally what I need.
402.
Oh, you got that on eBay?
Yeah, I'll give you the link.
Yeah, just send me the link. That'd be great.
Okay.
Because this was, I mean, that's what I thought I was getting here. I guess I didn't read carefully enough.
well, Ron,
These would be fantastic if like I said, if I had a microscope and a micro soldering. I don't know how you connect them. I don't know how they do that.
You're going to have to look at ebay.com. This is ebay.ca, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I paid for mine, Ron.
Really? Really?
The 20 piece slots, $9.85.
Oh, 20 pieces, or is that 5?
20 pieces.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, 20 pieces.
And did you-
Oh, wow.
Did you get a variety of colors, or are they just white?
I got white to start with, but the ones I recently ordered
You can pick the colors you want.
are
Okay.
red. These are amber. These are red. The ones that are coming in here towards the end of the month. And then, cramp the white ones here. I ordered 50 of the white ones, I think, is what I did on it. If I can get it to go.
I ordered 5 of each just to see what the colors were.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, really, campfire. It's almost smaller than I need.
Yeah, see,
But,
here's,
I've got some other applications.
you can get white, warm white, blue, green, red, amber. You can get them in 10-piece lots, 20-piece lots, and 50-piece lots.
I need red, yellow, blue, and white.
$21.20 for a 50-piece lot of red. There's the link. But these things are tiny. They're what I put in the dish lights on the locomotive that I did. And I used the 0602s, I think, for the headlights. I don't know if I got any more of the 0602s left or not.
All right, Ron Boyd's down there in Australia says, Ron, you can do them, mate. You maul that tiny scale anyway.
Yeah, these would be small for a Z-scaler. I mean, to wire.
Yeah. Tim,
I had
you
a
gotta
wire.
get that mic.
Yeah.
Let's see, Brian W. He said, I've wired the 402s. I use blue tacky putty to hold them. And then he goes, it's not that bad, Ron. Just expect to touch a few during the learning curve. Torch a few during the learning curve. Hey, how you doing, Sam?
Coffee.
Then Andy Crawford, he's got on here his smallest LEDs we use in the hobby are off to 0402s, but you can find 0201s or downright microscopic, but I've never seen them available in the hobby circles. And how you doing, Andrew Gilmore? Yeah, Johnny's a little sore from cutting and splitting wood this week. Otherwise, I guess I'm doing okay. I'll tell you
What the heck
what.
you doing splitting wood there, Johnny? It's summertime now. You do that in the winter.
I need it for my smoker.
Oh, okay.
And it's all
Gotcha.
it's all hickory too. Yeah, these logs have been on the ground for about 2 years, so it won't take too long to finish drying them. Let's see if I'm right on this. MHBP, that's Mr. Matt. Question. I just installed a new motor in a Blue Box GP7, and it has 2 wires attached to it, red and the other black. Do I solder 1 wire to each truck, or 1 to a jumper wire between them and 1 to the frame? Not sure how to do it. Anybody here?
The old bathroom blue boxes, the frame is one side and the trucks are the other side. So with the way that they were originally set up, that you had the metal bar that went across the top of the motor that went to the 2 trucks, and then the underside of that, the underside where the motor sat was attached to the frame. And I know if you're doing DCC, you want to make sure you take that motor and isolate it from the frame. So you're going to need a wire going from the frame to one side of the motor, and then, like he was saying, taking a jumper wire going across both trucks and then coming off of that to the other side of the motor. Actually, it wouldn't go to the motor; it would go to the decoder, I believe. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with DCC, but yeah, the frame is one side, and the trucks are the other side.
Yeah, the
power
frame,
coming from the rails.
Yeah, the frame they consider, as well I know, to be basically your ground.
Right.
And your wheels to be your hot, and they would go to the decoder and DCC. But you do have to isolate the motor, and everybody says the best way to do that is use a product called Kapton tape, which you can buy on Amazon. It's not all that expensive, but be sure and measure and see what width you need for that motor to sit in, Okay, have it in different widths. So if you get like 1/2 inch or 3/4 and need it just a little bit smaller, you can take a razor knife and cut it down to fit down in there. But make sure you isolate it. If you don't, you'll be buying another decoder.
Yeah. Yeah, I know some folks have used foam tape to put in that, and what's really the fuel tank on the Athearn blue box, to put the tape in and then put the motor on top of the tape. That isolates it from the frame as well.
Yeah.
That's another way of doing it.
But Ron, there is an 0602 next to the 0402.
Yeah, I was just looking at them on eBay. The 060, they're 0603.
Or 0603, yeah.
Now, I think for my N-scale campfire, I think the 0603 is probably an ideal size. Now I can see the smaller ones having some definite applications, but I think for my campfire, my question is those nanos, how much light do they put out? How bright are they? The smallest ones.
Give me 1 second.
That'd be great. The 0402s, yeah.
Well, we're going to get a light show.
A vertical.
I feel like I'm defying gravity right now.
No, you're fine. The locomotives defying the gravity.
Just laying on your side.
Impressive.
I was going to say before, talk about super elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron Boyd said they're the same brightness as the 603. And looking at it on camera, it's not going to be a good judge because the camera's going to make it look a lot brighter than what they really are.
Well, that's probably true, but it's on the ditch lights.
Yeah.
Those look pretty good.
Yeah. I think he's getting a little bleed through because I can see two small ones up there.
Yeah, they're on blink.
Yeah.
And then there's the 060. That's two of the 0603s. There, right on top, stacked on top of each other for the headlight.
Oh, the headlight is 0603?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the ditch lights are the 0402s.
Turn the headlights back on. See, I think for my campfire, I think the 0603s will do better, because you've got to diffuse the light in that campfire. So you've got to shine it through something pretty thick. And if you watch the video, I used wax paper, but I used about 8. I folded it so it was like 8 pieces thick. So you got a nice diffused light, and it blended the light together, the colors together, and didn't look like 3 bulbs underneath there. So I need a fair amount of brightness.
Yeah. I want to say congratulations to Andrew down there in Australia. He said he's getting a 20-year service award as a Cub Scout leader on the 17th of this month. And
Awesome.
Yeah, Sam Cool.
Congratulations.
We are talking HO and N scale, but Ron was making a campfire for N scale. So.
This one right here.
And
It's not lit at
Ron
the moment.
down in Australia said, yes, 603 will work good, Ron.
Okay, that sounds like a good recommendation to me.
That's from Ron.
From Ron to Ron. Right.
Yeah.
My
I feel like I'll start going, do Ron.
It's gonna have to start numbering this, I think.
My 0402s are actually going through a piece of that fiber, a short piece of that fiber cord or whatever you want to call it, light pipe.
Is it white pipe or is it actual fiber optic?
It's the cheap stuff that like they use for the little tree deals at Walmart or whatever it is to light those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found a way to cut that and then shine the end of it back up. Make it
There it is lit up.
So,
For anybody who didn't see it.
yeah, it looks awesome.
I was very pleased with how the effect came out.
Are you gonna put a
like I said,
flicker on it?
the only drawback to it at all, it was the size of the bulbs for an N scale. My camp. I mean, this would be a great size for an HO scale campfire.
Are you gonna have that flickering or what?
It's flickering now. You just can't see it on the camera. But yeah, it flickers.
My next challenge for you, Ron, is why don't you build a moonshine still?
That could be done. I know guys who've used these for the glow inside a firebox on a locomotive.
Yeah,
I gotta do a couple of arc welders, the arc welder flash, with the blue and white bulbs.
I went to a hobby a train show a while back nearby, and they were selling moonshine stills, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ron, do you have all the info for the arc welding?
You mean like the sketch?
Yeah, sketch
Yeah.
and because I've got two welding. I've got one which is under a boxcar. That's hidden in the boxcar, and underneath the boxcar there's a hole, so it shows like the guy's welding under the car. And I've got one inside the building, like the lights are in the corner. So.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of different versions, but I'd always entertain looking at another one. I was like, are yours two colored? Are you using the blue and white?
3 colors.
Bulbs?
Blue, white, red.
Oh, you've got a red.
Blue, what? Yeah, the red is basically once you finish welding, normally your piece is hot, and you got the red glow, and the glow just fades out. So
I'm gonna
blue
put
and
one.
white.
I've got a rip track on my main yard, and so I'm gonna put one there welding something on a car, and then I'm gonna have another one at a grade crossing. It's repairing something at the grade crossing.
Andrew Gilmore's comment, which I'm going to add just a little bit to, since y'all were talking about that, and you said moonshine. Asking Ron if he's doing the moonshine still and all this other stuff. Andrew Gilmore said he most likely will build a 1-to-1 scale moonshine still, since he's from out there in Missouri.
Hey, all the moonshiners around here have given it up for growing marijuana. So,
How you doing, Ralph? We can't hear you. You're muted.
Hi, Ralph.
I'm all right,
Hey, Ralph.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I use the term loosely. How's that?
you survived your stint with the grandkids, I see.
Oh, yeah. The week from hell.
Oh, come on, it can't be that bad.
3 kids, 3 dogs, not even my place, and my, well, it's just different. I did my time already. I don't know why I have to do it again.
This is that light pipe that I was using, Ron.
Yeah.
And what I did was I figured out that you can take your soldering iron and just hold it a few centimeters away from it, and it'll start melting it, and it'll actually give it a lens, and kind of disperse the light a little bit more, and it clears it out. It makes it clear again.
Interesting.
Yes. Oh, I'm not going to say it, but Sam Cole says little kids are rough. Teenagers are even worse.
Teenagers I can
I can
handle.
vouch for that.
Sam would know, wouldn't he?
I have
Teenagers
two
I can
teenagers
handle.
and a 21-year-old, so
Yeah. I have an old aluminum baseball bat that I keep behind the kitchen door. Doesn't mean I have to use it, just that they know it's there.
Yeah.
This is what I got those light pipes from.
and one is that's a Christmas tree lighting kit. Is that what you said?
Well, they had this was back in the craft area for like putting in your hair and stuff like that. Don't have to buy it.
That's what I need. Some of that in my hair.
Yeah.
It'll accent the gray.
The package
Right.
so the teenage
I don't
girl was
mean to do
down
that.
over her hair.
I guess that'd be the same effect. It's the same as when people put the lights at the bottom of the trees and have them shine straight up in them at night when you put it in your hair.
Yeah. But they also showed it for like floral decorations and stuff like that, make them, sparkly and stuff.
Oh, wow. Wait till you have to look after 10 5-year-olds. No
Yeah.
way.
But when I first looked at it, I looked at it as 105. I was sitting there going, yeah, okay, somebody lived to be 105.
Wow. No, these
Hey,
three kids. Two of them under 2. One is under 1. And the other one is 5. So...
I don't really feel for you, Ralph. I mean, I do, but I don't. I got 4 kids, and one's 9, one's 5, one's 4, and one's 3. So
you just wait till you get over and your kids are all grown up and they have grandkids. Then you'll take that comment back. Right now, you're young. It's your kids, and you're looking after them.
I'm not that young.
Wait until you become a grandparent and
You've
done your time already.
I'm technically old enough to be a grandparent.
But you're not.
No.
Ralph, Jim was smart. After 6 months, he took his to the vet. Ray's going over. And I popped in for this, huh?
Yeah. Stop picking on me. So what do we got going tonight? Tim's got light pipes going, and Ron's got campfires going, and what about Jim?
Jim's keeping quiet.
Yeah, I noticed.
Right now, I actually just put like 4 butt connectors on some wires, and that's about it.
Okay. All right. Ray, I don't think we've met, man. At least if we have, I don't remember.
I don't think so, sir.
No, don't call me sir. My father was sir. My father was sir. Come on.
No, I don't think we have met there, Ralph.
Well, let me introduce you. Ray, this is Ralph, the Mud Father. He does the Wuthering Show with us on, Tuesday nights, once a month. And Ralph, this is Ray Bobel. He's been on several of the Saturday evening shows.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm the one with the antique layout.
Now, what do you call an antique layout?
Let's see. The layout, that there's one piece of plywood on the layout that was originally came from the layout that my grandfather built for my father back in 1950.
Wow.
So yeah,
they don't make plywood, Ray. Just in case you didn't know.
What's that?
You can still buy that stuff.
Yeah, I will. All right, Ron.
Just saying.
I'll never forget the first YouTube model builder show I was on. I was having issues with the computer. We sat there. We got through the stuff, no problem. We're sitting there, and the computer went to sleep, and I dropped off. And one of the guys said, "Well, that 1950s piece of plywood just fell apart."
That's a good one.
Thanks a lot. No, but a lot of well, I shouldn't say a lot of the locomotives. I still have some of the stuff that my father had when he was a kid that I've got up on a display shelf. Every once in a while, I'll bring it down and actually run it. The original piece was a 4x8 that my grandfather built for him, like I said, in the 50s, and since then it's been expanded 5 times. It's now 13 foot by 11 foot, and it's
Nice.
got one more expansion coming if I can ever get around to it.
And this is in HO, I take it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, Ralph. It's in. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's in.
That's
It's an
all
HO.
right.
There we go with this. I'm sorry. No, it's an HO scale. It's like I said, right now it's 13 foot by 11 foot, and if I get the expansion done, it'll be, well, because of the fact that I'm former Navy, but when I designed the layout, I didn't realize what I had done, and it actually came out in the shape of an E, so it's going to be called the Big E, which would be kind of after the Enterprise, the aircraft carrier.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think the final dimensions, if you squared it off, would be 20 by 14.
That's pretty good.
So it'll be, an HO scale will be a pretty decent size. It'll be a single deck. It's a bridge. The layout's actually supposed to be a bridge route between Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Richmond, Virginia. And it's a subsidy of the Chesapeake and Ohio, or the Chessie system. But like I said, it started out as a toy, and it's grown, and right now, honestly, it sits between being a toy and being a model railroad. There's hints that it's a model railroad, and there's still hints that it's a play toy, because it's 4 tracks that are in a loop. But I can make changes, and I've got a yard, and I can mess around with moving rolling stock around and things of that nature. But it's still 4 basic loops. Okay. So it was really designed. The current design is really built for show. It's not built as a model. The next one's going to be more of a model. It'll be point to point plus the ability to do a continuous run, but only the 2 track. Eventually, I'll get around to it.
Well, everybody needs around to it.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I take it you're DC. Have you
Yes.
considered converting over?
I have. I've thought about it, and then I've basically nixed it a few times, mainly because a lot of the stuff that I have, to go ahead and retrofit it or to refit it would be ridiculous, and to actually go out and buy to replace what I've got would be even worse.
Right.
And I actually, believe it or not, but I do not mind stringing cable all over the place. I've done it for years, and I guess to a point I just like the old school. I just, the sound and all the other stuff and being able to walk around, that's great, but it's just, for what I'm looking at doing, I just don't see the point in it yet. I guess eventually I'll get there, but for the moment it'll still be DC.
Well, it's getting a lot cheaper to go DCC. I can tell you that from my own experience, especially if you look into the DCC++. You can build a DCC++ system for around $30-$40. And
let's say under 100.
Yeah, and you can get a Digitrack sound decoder for about $60 to $70, and upgrade the speaker for like what, $11 is how much that Lock Sound speaker runs, Ralph?
Roughly $12.
So, I mean, I just did it here this last year. I upgraded the DCC, and I went with the DCC++ system. I installed decoders in several locomotives, and I think I've got under $300 and everything. So, but I only did 1, 2, 3, 4 locomotives, and one of them was already DCC ready. The other ones weren't. One was a Bachmann Spectrum, and it's the one that's got the sound in it. It's the one that I was just showing had the lights in it. Another one's a Walters train line, which it's only a couple years old. I went ahead and upgraded it, had LED had upgraded the lights in it. And I've got a River Rossi that I did and put LED lights in it.
I got you. Yeah, see, the thing of it is I've somewhat, some part of my my 60 some locomotive fleet, some of it's old Lifelike and Bachmann.
Yeah.
And like I said, that stuff's not even, that most of that's not even worth messing with. I actually do have 2 locomotives that I actually downgraded. I actually took the boards out.
The Bachmans may not be too bad. The Lifelikes are going to be what kill you if you wanted to convert. So I don't know. I don't even know how old these Bachmann Spectrums are. I bought them secondhand.
Well, if they're Spectrum, they should be fine.
Yeah, mine are a lot of mine are the older Bachmann. We're talking the stuff from the 70s and 80s.
Oh, right, okay. Which are power hogs. And when it comes to decoders, nowadays they're making decoders with only 1, maybe 1.2 amp overload. And most of those things draw almost 2 amps for stall measurement.
Yeah, Sam Cole said that DCC will change your life.
It will. I'm sure it would.
Don't feel bad.
Trust me, the one night I was on the one show, I pulled out one of the relics, which was a 1950s die-cast Tyco unit. And one of the guys that was on that particular show was like, boy, we could go ahead and have some fun with that, putting the DCC decoder in that. And I'm like, no, we're not. Nope.
I've got an old man 2 die-cast that I was given. I've never taken it out of the box. It's still sealed in the box, still in saran wrap. So that's where it's staying. It's going to be a collector's item for me.
If you ever get a chance to take a look, I know I've got at least 1 or 2 videos up with the fleet that I've got, and also I know on my Facebook page, if I believe I've got some pictures up there of some of the things that I've got. I've got 2 locomotives that were Mantuas that I do not run. Well, I shouldn't say don't run. I run them very, very infrequently. One was the President Washington. The other one's the Southern Crescent Limited that came in they came with their own acrylic display cases. I think both of those, well, they're numbered locomotives, which means that they were produced in limited quantity. I don't run them that often. They are heavy. I tell you that they are great running locomotives, but man, they are heavy.
I myself am not above buying, old After Blue Box, and I was looking at just staying DC, but these guys talked me into go ahead and upgrading because
now it's our fault.
Gonna blame it on somebody.
Well, mainly Robert, but I was looking at doing all the block signaling and everything, or the blocking for being able to control trains at different areas. And it was just so much easier to do DCC to run multiple trains than it was to block everything out.
I don't have to wire all those switches.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Cole said I can't keep things in the box. At one point, it has to come out, and I have to look at it and touch it.
At least.
Sam's one of our younger viewers.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I got a couple of collector sets that I don't run either.
Get some age on you, Sam, and when you start seeing some of these older locomotives that you appreciate from your youth, and you get one that's brand new in a box that's never been opened, you'll really hesitate to open it, even if they were mass produced.
I've got an E60 CF that's like that.
I have a lot of hang-ups, but that particular one is not one of mine. I'm just not a collector. You know, if I'm buying something, I'm buying it to run, and so I don't have that hang-up. I could have that hang-up on some things.
I didn't buy it. It was given to me by one of the guys at work. So
well, that might be different. But
yeah,
I'm with you, Ron. I'm not a collector either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a collector of some things, but model railroading stuff is not one of them.
Oh, God, kind of like what's over my head here.
I mean, I did spend about $30 on an old Atherton blue box kit of weld cars and built them out and painted them and everything. So they didn't stay in the box. They were new in box. So I bought them to run them. I'm not a, you know who we're talking about. Buy it and sits on a shelf or sits in a tote somewhere.
Yeah. Talk about
well, and you know, some guys are collectors, and that's fine. That's just not me. Not when it comes to model railroading. You know, I collect some other stuff that I set on the shelf, but you know, I know guys that are model railroad collectors, and that's, you know, that's great. That's their thing. That's just not my thing.
Oh yeah.
The most expensive locomotive I'm probably going to have for a while will be that Scale Trains Tier 4 Gevo, their second run, whenever they actually get them here.
I just got one. It came coder equipped.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, was that Fireball Roberts' car you was showing?
No, that was Dale Earnhardt's car from the '96 Olympics.
But that Scale Trains Gevo is hands down the most expensive locomotive I have on my layout. So
I'm trying to think of what the most expensive one I've got downstairs, and it would probably have to be between those two steam locomotives, the President Washington and the Crescent Limited. Because I think overall, I think they were about 150. That was back in the 90s.
Well, I usually don't buy stuff at full retail price. I usually try to talk somebody down or whatever. And the Scale Trains, when it was a pre-release, so I got in on that. And I think it's the Full Throttle ESU Lock Sound decoder equipped rivet counter series, like $150. So I wasn't going to pass that up. That's normally like a $200 and something engine.
Yeah, there's something here. I don't put. I've got two of these. One of them I actually do have downstairs on the layout. This one here I keep boxed up. It's never been out of the box. The reason being is because of the fact that the logo that's on here was actually it was actually done by a fan when the Ravens first moved here. And they were not supposed to use the logo, and somehow or other Mantua thought that was going to be the logo, and they got in trouble for it.
Mantua and Geico did that a lot. They did that with the Spirit of 76 trains, too.
Yeah, they put the presidential seal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here you go. Randy's Rock and Roll says he collects chainsaws.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Randy, if you need to try some of them out, I've got just the place for you.
Same here.
Just in case you needed to break one in.
Well, I tell you what, we've hit the hour 10. Well, coming up on an hour and 11 minutes now, so.
Yeah, gentlemen, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to call it a night here. I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I did get vlog number 7 posted up. I got it out there. So anybody wants to take it, anybody who saw vlog 6 and saw the part 1 of the mashup that I was working on, part 2's out there now. So
All right.
and there'll probably be a part 3 and a part 4 by the way it's taken, by the speed that's moving.
Yeah. All righty.
But
I have to go check that out.
I think it'll be unique. I know a couple people commented. One of them was even like, "Why?" for what I was working on, but that's okay. It's me, you know.
Yeah.
It's and if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, I did a conglomeration that I'm calling the BL9 GP. It's a mashup between a BL2 and a GP9. So, like I said, something different.
Absolutely.
I've seen people use F units and GPs before. I've seen some other things. There was one fella. I'm trying to remember what his name is. He's got a railroad that's called the Cape Ann, and he actually turned around and made a BL2B by cutting the cabs off of 2 BL2s and mating them up backwards. Like I said, he made a BL2B, and then he turned around and made a BL1 out of the fronts. So it looks like it's just a little switcher engine with the 2 front ends of the BL2s made it together. So yeah, it's you know, everybody's got their own little little things to mess around with, and like I said, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while with some of the things that I had seen in the past. It's like, you know what, I think it'd be neat to try and do something like that. So I'm trying it out, see what happens.
Yeah. Hey. And by the way, Ron, Randy's Rock and Roll said he will travel for dollars.
Yeah. That's the sticking point there, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about for beer?
All right, gentlemen, y'all have a good evening. I'll catch you all later.
All right, Ray, it's good seeing you again. Drop by anytime.
Schedule permitting, we'll give it a shot.
All righty.
Everybody have a good one.
At least this time that 1950s plywood held up.
Well, that's because I'm not downstairs. I'm in the den. So, you know what, John?
All right. Have a good
All right.
Have a good one, Ron.
Good night.
All righty here. Let's see. I want this one. And we'll transition it over. Block everybody out. All righty. Well, looks like we've had another good show tonight. And want to say go to YouTube Mall Builders. There you can check the schedule for the Tuesday, Wednesday shows. Those are at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thursday show is at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And next week we've got, let's see here, next Wednesday, May 16th, it's going to be Into the Locomotive Shop with Joe Desmond. Bill will be the host on that show. I think everybody's going to be interested in that one. So you want to tune in and watch it. So with that said, you have a good weekend. Be safe. We shall see you next week.
You too, John.